Well, hi, I'm Pastor Jack Hibbs of the Real Life Network broadcast, and I want to tell you my story. I want to tell you my story quickly with hopes that it will affect your life to join us with PreBorn in reaching those to save lives. My mother found out that she was pregnant with me, and that was a pregnancy that was not supposed to happen. According to my dad, he had said that we want a son, we want a daughter, and that's it. And that's what they had. And so way back in ancient times, in 1957, on December 24th, my dad having been deployed to Alaska, my mom in San Diego, scared, terrified, not knowing anybody, tucked my brother and sister into bed, and then proceeded on Christmas Eve to perform an abortion in the kitchen. And it failed, I'm happy to report. But it caused great damage to her, and we were rushed to the hospital, and on January 15th, 1958, God gave me the chance to come into this world. But it wasn't until about 1977 when I realized that when I heard the gospel of Jesus Christ for the first time, that all began to come together for me. You see, just when I was about a junior in high school, I heard my mom speaking to a neighbor woman about what happened to me and to her in that attempt of an abortion. And that's the first time I had learned about that. But as a young kid, it just bounces off of you. But when I heard about the gospel of Christ at the age of 19, I found out that God had a plan for my life. And so once that was a great realization of my life, that I had life given to me by God because an abortion attempt failed, well, frankly, my friends, it caused me to have a sense of being invincible until God calls me home. The Lord knows the day and the hour of when I'm supposed to see Him. And I live like that because, you see, in a sense, I've already survived death. And PreBorn is all about giving children the opportunity to live their God-ordained lives. And imagine for a moment, with your support, with your giving, with your prayer, with you getting behind PreBorn, what can happen? Only God knows. And so, lo and behold, as time went on, my dad eventually returned back home. I was somewhere around 3 months old, and I seemed to be that child that he didn't quite want to recognize throughout life. That's okay. God had a plan. So when I heard the gospel, I realized I do have a Father in heaven. Many young women today are carrying a child or wondering if they should, not knowing how it's going to turn out. Well, I want you to know that I had many strikes against me in life, and yet God had a plan. So I'm asking you to team up with PreBorn. I'm asking you to team up with all those who love life. In fact, the Bible tells us in Proverbs 31 verse 8 that you and I are commanded to speak up, to speak for those who have no voice, to those who cannot defend themselves, to those who are destined to be crushed. Proverbs 31:8. So listen, family of God, family who loves life and PreBorn ministry, we are instruments of God's hands to save life. And so, again, your support makes it happen. And I want to make it real practical. We spend so much money every month at our favorite fast food place. Maybe it's our coffee place. Maybe it's something we watch. Do we watch a movie once a month on either Hulu or Netflix? Do we pay some sort of fee for some sort of service? Well, how about this? How about you making it a family effort where you guys all come together and you agree in the living room of your house, hey kids, mom, dad, honey, here's what we're going to do. We are going to dedicate this much to PreBorn every month, and we are going to be missionaries for life. How about that? PreBorn.com. Get behind PreBorn ministry. Get behind everything that they're doing and make a radical difference for life. Now, I'm 65 years old, and I'm telling you right now, every day of my life since I found out that God had a plan for my life, when I gave my heart to Jesus Christ in 1977, when the parts and pieces began to fall together, that having survived an abortion, that God had a purpose, I'm praying that with your help and with your support, that you will give that opportunity that I had. Look, my mom decided out of fear to keep me. She had to deal with the not so welcoming return of my dad and them having a third child. But how much more can you give a better footing, a better start with your support with PreBorn Ministry? So I encourage you, get behind this work. You're going to love it and you're going to get excited, and who knows, you're going to meet, quite possibly, a child or two or many in heaven that you played a great role in seeing them brought to full term and to experience life. And then I'm going to end with this. We are on the front lines of abortion. Our governor in the state of California is pure evil, unchecked evil. We're standing hard against him and against the decisions of this state. California is the abortion capital of America, but we have taken it upon ourselves to stand for life, because I would rather stand for life and lose my life than having lived in California and never said a word while the evil mill of death continues in the state of California. But your hope spreads throughout the nation. So I'm telling you, from the far, far left coast of America, if God can do what he's doing here in California, and he's doing a lot for pro-life efforts, how much more that you can have a stronghold wherever you're at to reach the rest of the world. God bless you guys, and support PreBorn Ministry. God bless.